Good afternoon. Hi, my name is Barry Selby. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live. And this is a continuation of yesterday's topic as it touched a lot of people. And this topic is still raw and real. So I wanted to speak to this and add some insight, some suggestions, and some support for those of you who want to watch. So thanks for joining. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. This will also be on YouTube, so if you're watching it there, I may be responding to comments and questions in this broadcast, which you won't see because that was done on Facebook Live first. So, let's begin, shall we? First with my name, and so you know a bit more about me. My name is Barry Selby. I am a lifelong student of love and life, having been in the personal growth industry for over 30 years. That's exactly how many. And I've written a book about relationships called 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. I'm also a passionate champion of the divine feminine, helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. I'll give you all the other stuff later on. If you're interested about that, you can find out. But what I want to speak to directly is this Me Too conversation. First of all, just one thing I want to add, because I just read about it, so I want to be transparent, is, yes, Alyssa Milano this weekend's the one that started saying that she used the Me Too hashtag, but she didn't originate it. It actually came from a African-American journalist 4 or 5 years ago, and I didn't remember the name. Unfortunately, my mistake, my goof. What is it? My bad. But bottom line is, this is up for discussion again because it's really time to raise this conversation. And I want to speak to. Sorry, I left my computer on, so it's beeping at me. I in the conversation yesterday, I was speaking to some things, and some people responded. Some ladies responded in certain ways. So I want to put some things on the table as guidance, offering, and support. Yes, hello, I'm a man, so this may not be received the way I'm intending it, so I understand it going in up front. But I wanted to start with saying this. For any lady, any woman watching this, any girl watching this, who has been on the receiving end of a man's bad behavior, doesn't cover it, but sexual aggression, abuse, pain, any of that suffering, I can't fix it. That's necessarily, I can't stop it from what you have in your memories, but I want to say I'm sorry on behalf, which doesn't sound like it's going to do much, but I want to say how much I feel for you. Being one of the men who doesn't do that and didn't do that, it's hard to relate to. Hard to relate to what you've been through, because I haven't been through it myself, and hard to relate to the men who did it, because I don't see the point. I don't see I don't see what justifies it. But I do understand why. There's some aspects of, as I said before yesterday's broadcast, about there are components of control, power, punishment that men take on thinking they have the right to do that, which is bullshit. It's definitely not appropriate, not respectful, not shouldn't be allowed. I mean, it should be a criminal offence. Let's be that clear about that. But I want to speak to some other things for your help, for your sake. One of which is that in yesterday's broadcast, one of the commenters, one of my friends, said about how she was saying that she wanted to stand up, wanted to fight against injustice. And I said the reality is, as much as I understand that, and what I want to do is course correct and say, for you, those of you feeling really wronged by this, and I understand how you feel, to fight against injustice is not necessarily what I recommend. What I actually would suggest, and it sounds like semantics, but get with me on this, is fighting for justice, or I should say standing for justice. Standing up for yourselves, standing in your truth, and standing together in sisterhood. And please don't stand against all men, because it wasn't all men doing this. But the ones who did you wrong deserve to be punished, or imprisoned even. I'm not sure which to put to that. That's not for me to decide. But here's some things I want to offer to you as suggestions for your own health, wholeness, and well-being, so you don't carry around this wound as much as you did. Ideally, no more. Yesterday I talked about, went in quite deep, and I recommend you watch that broadcast if you didn't see it, about the self-love intention, the focus about taking care of yourself and by loving and appreciating who you are, so that you can rebuild the respect and self-support that you have for yourself, because you deserve it. And I talked about that a lot. And also to really get clear that whatever happened back then was not your fault. I'll say that one again, so you get this. Whatever happened back then, people, especially people in the spiritual movement, about how you should be accountable and you should be able to be aware of your responsibility in some things. Like, maybe so. At the same time, for your younger self to hear, whatever happened back then whatever happened back then was not your fault. So I'm getting that clear. So some things I'm going to offer suggestions to add to that. Because one of the hardest parts of this, for those of you who've been through this experience, is to forgive. Because somehow, when you think you're going to forgive, you feel like you're going to let them off the hook somehow. And that's not what it's about. The biggest challenge that I think for many women I know are facing, besides the fact that you've got this incredibly painful history and memory that's still afflicting you, is part of it is tied to your feelings that you cannot let go of them being wrong. That you still have to hold on to it somehow. And to be, I'm going to put this, in some ways you have to be a martyr for it. And I mean, it may sound painful to hear this. I'm not trying to do it to punish you. I'm saying that for many of you watching this, you may have the experience where you feel as a victim, because you were. I mean, if this happened when you were a kid, and some adult did this to you, you had very little control. So, understandably, you feel like a victim, and I had no disagreement with that. However, as an adult, as a maturing person, to still carry that around with you limits your ability to be free. And it limits your ability to be loving. And again, it's nothing to do with them. This is you. So what I'm offering and suggesting here are ideas and keys that you can use to access to remember and restore your freedom. Because that's really what I believe you really want. And freedom includes being free of the resentments, judgments, and guilt that you may be carrying from when you were 5 years old, or whenever it was that happened for you. I mean, I have a friend of mine who told me that she remembered it happening when she was like 2 years old. Doesn't have conscious memory except some emblazoned like pictures in her mind of gruesome things happening. So I understand how painful this can be. I understand how hard it is to let go of. But I also understand that you can be free. So this is not a very happy, necessarily, broadcast. This is more of a deeper, as I said, deeper conversation about the metoo conversation. And also offering some support. So a couple of things I want to give you now. And I'm offering this to say these you can do yourself. And if you feel like you want to get support, please reach out to me. I'm here to support you. Yes, this is my business, so I would love to get paid to do it, but I want to support you anyway. I would love to have you get the support you need to be free, to have your love, your life, your joy back, especially lately, because the last few days may have put you in a place of depression or upset or hurt feelings that were from the past that you haven't felt for a long time. I understand that. But there are things you can do to restore your freedom, to restore your joy, and to restore your self-love. Yesterday I spoke about the 5-minute practice in the mirror in the morning and evening about self-love, and I recommend you go back and watch that if you didn't watch it, so you can get that tool in your tool belt. Second thing I want to offer is that you really do have the power within you to reach a level of peace that will give you the freedom you desire. And it doesn't change anything about them. So I want to make sure very clear when I talk about this. It's not about giving them any freedom or letting them off the hook or any of that sort of stuff. You can do that if you want to. But for many of you, that's not the case, I understand. What I'm focusing on is about you being free and you having the sense of wholeness that you may be missing for a while or may have been reminding of again in the last couple of days. So one of those things is to speak to... Sorry, I'm bumping my phone as I make sure it's staying plugged in. Yes. Sorry, phone battery is dying, so I've been plugging it back in to get charged up. So, one of those things, as I mentioned, is forgiveness. It's probably one of the most underrated and misunderstood tools and keys you have in your tool belt that you don't even know you have there. Forgiveness as a practice is a way for you to let yourself off the hook for judgments you've placed against yourself and other people that are separating you from your freedom and your joy. I'll try and say it another way. Forgiveness is a mechanism through which you can actually find a way to be free again by letting yourself off the hook. Because here's the thing. whatever happened when you were 4 or 5 years old from this adult person, and again, I don't know really well because it's your own personal experience. As an adult, you're still carrying those wounds inside. You're still carrying those judgments inside. And you're still carrying a prison you've put yourself into, to put it simply. So with forgiveness, that's the key that unlocks that prison. You can walk free. Now, I imagine any of you watching this would have the feeling that if you can unlock the door to let yourself go free, you'd want that and grab that in 2 hands. Yes. The great thing is that forgiveness is something inside of you that you can do for you that lets you get where you want to go. Or I should say, this is the free key inside of you that lets you get the freedom you want to be free yourself. That sort of made sense. So the reminder for me to say this to you is that you can be free. You deserve to be free. And in fact, a lot of ways, you being free is the best thing you can do for your life, in spite of whatever that happened in the past. Whatever they said or didn't do in the past is irrelevant to your freedom. But if you're still walking around in that trap, that self encased prison that you put yourself into, self in there too many times. If you keep doing that and you're walking around in circles, not letting yourself out, they're not doing this anymore. You're doing it to yourself. So, for a lot of people out there, maybe you, maybe somebody you know, and again, if this is something you think a friend of yours should watch, please share it with them too. That you're carrying this massive hammer, smacking yourself over the head, punishing yourself for something you're not guilty of, but you still believe you are. So you're still carrying this recrimination against yourself. So I'm here to say, on behalf of your well-being and of your inner 5-year-old, stop it. You deserve better. You are worthy of better, and you absolutely can have everything you want. And that includes the freedom to be joyful, to be happy, and to be whole. And forgiveness is one of the keys for that. So this is not this is not going to be a light-hearted, playful. Well, my talk's usually on that light and playful anyway. But this is a deeper conversation to ideally talk to you on a level where you'll feel it, and secondly, to ideally give you some homework that you can take with you to be able to breathe fully again, to be able to open up and feel whole and feel free again. So forgiveness is one of them. Second part is really just to give yourself a break. I strongly suspect, because I've spoken to some of my friends who have been part of the Me Too conversation, that they don't feel comfortable. They don't feel whole. They don't feel okay because they let this happen to themselves. And I said to them, and I say it to you, if that's true for you, stop it. Again, stop it. And this is the, what do you call it? It's the old, it's an old skit from a TV show years ago. I don't remember, it was Newman. Did the thing about 5-minute therapy. Anyway, that was about stop it. Anyway, getting back on track, because I just told myself off track. If you still carry around a sense that somehow you're responsible or you made it happen, it's a lie you're telling yourself. There's nothing you did that, 1, requires you to stay trapped, that 2, puts you in the place of having to be responsible for what happened, and 3, make you feel somehow that you're taking care of them by doing it. Not needed, not required, and not true. What happened? Yes, happened. But again, with forgiveness, with appreciation, you can actually have your freedom back. And again, speaking to those things I said, is you can let yourself off the hook. Those things you've been telling yourself aren't true. Let yourself off the hook in any way, shape, or form of thinking you are responsible for that. All right? So that's 2. Let's see if there's a third one or not. These are not scripted. They're just what's coming up. I'm going to speak to this here. I'm actually going to send an email to my email list about this tonight, because this is relevant right now. For many of the people who have been in the Me Too camp, some of their experiences are tied to their family. Older brothers, uncles, fathers, etc. I'm going to be careful I say this, but in less than 6 weeks, we'll be at Thanksgiving, where many people go home to their families. If you're planning to go back to your family where maybe one of those adult men that did that to you, that hurt you, that inflicted that experience on you that you've suffered from or been received from, I would highly recommend this is the perfect time to get support, whether it's from me or from your own inner work, to work through the steps of forgiveness, of letting yourself off the hook, of giving yourself permission to be free, and of owning your truth so you can be whole again before you go home. If that's something that you feel is up for you, message me, please. I'm actually, as I said, I'm going to email my list tomorrow morning to tell them about this invitation. I'm actually putting together a holiday special, as it were, just to give them the chance to do this, because I want to get people moving towards what they want. And if you're one of those women, particularly who want to go through that, men too, if you're in that place, I want to make sure you have the opportunity. So I'm just basically making sure this invitation is available to you. So having said that, sorry, I'm checking to make sure my battery is still charging, because my phone looks like it just started dimming. You won't see this, I'm just seeing it from my side, so excuse me as I go technical on you. So that's what I wanted to speak to. You deserve the best. You deserve to be whole, you deserve to be loved freely, to be loved wholly, completely, and in a respectful way. And it may be time now, finally, to let yourself off the hook and have what you want. Please, if nothing else, give yourself permission to be free. And please remember that you are lovable, that you didn't make a mistake, and you deserve the best. And again, if you want to go deeper, please reach out to me. But I want to give you that thoughts. I'm not sure I'll do this again tomorrow, but I wanted to just do this as a part 2 from yesterday's broadcast. So, to quick recap, or I should say just to summarize and what I'm talking about here. This is a reminder. Sorry, I have to breathe myself. I got in deep myself. Okay. This is a continuing conversation. This is actually a daily Facebook Live I do called Messages from the Masculine. It's number 138. Yes, 138. I've done quite a few of these. Daily talks, inspirational ideas, thoughts about love and relationships. Make sure, if you're watching this in replay or live, you can tap on a button somewhere on here that lets you be notified when I go live again. So you'll know when I go tomorrow, because yes, I'll be doing this again tomorrow. These are accumulating on my website under barryselby.com, where you can find out about my work, my book. You can set up a discovery session with me. You can sign up for coaching. There's also a page called Video Blog where all of these live. They're also on my YouTube channel, which is Barry Selby, under Messages from the Masculine. Also my business page on Facebook, if you want to see them all in one place. Because on my personal page, I post other stuff. So, having said all of that, I trust there's been value here for you. And if you got value from it, please share it with somebody you know who may be in pain or hurt themselves. And if you want to get support, you want to get guidance and love and counsel to get you where you want to go, especially before Thanksgiving, it's time you reach out to me. All right? So, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. And again, put any comments below. I will respond in the comments afterwards. And I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. And as always, please take care of yourselves. If you take care of yourself, you can take care of other people, not the other way around. I've proven that for myself. It works this way. So, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.